Hello and welcome back. This week's video didn't go quite as I'd planned. After last week's video on the set R.488 with those wonderful freight liners we're seeing here coming up the incline, I thought I was going to do a video on the grey Pullman R.488C, but I got to fiddling around with these locomotives and this freight and the uncoupling ramps, so we're having a look at the uncoupling ramps today. Look at this great train coming through here. They really are fine looking things, aren't they? And that high mech makes such a great noise compared to this R.488 here, which is a really growly motor but very, very powerful, just pulling all of those wagons around. And up the incline again now, just listen to that motor go. Really very, very smooth. She's just slowed down a little bit by herself there, and onto the old suspension bridge. And she's definitely going to pick up speed here. There's no hands on the controllers at the moment, they're just running completely freely. Now we're going to bring this rake of goods wagons to a stop just in front of points number 1 there. And then we're going to switch those. And then we're going to roll them back into the sidings here at a childlike speed. And we're going to bring them to a dead stop and uncouple those wagons on the uncoupling ramps. They really are excellent things. And we'll roll it forwards, and then we're going to switch points number 3, and we'll put R.488 here, the blue version, away in the siding. And I think we'll have a closer look at the uncoupling ramps, smoothly in there, and that high mech powerfully climbing the incline there. These uncoupling ramps came in these really cute little boxes, and they came along with Super 4-track in 1962 when this was really new, just replacing Series 3. And we've got rubber stamped on the end of the box here 6 R.488 uncoupling ramps for Super 4 and Series 3 track, and that great price there on that sticky label, 1 and 9 each. Really cute little box. Just have a look at the other end there, so rubber stamped there as well. Definitely trying Hornby, so they did come along in the trying railways era, and they lasted right through till 1972, so that's quite a production run. I think many thousands of these were made, so there's 6 in the box there. So I think we'll leave these ones in the box and have a look at another one. And just pop those down. And it's quite a simple thing. It seems to be a 2-part plastic moulding, and there's a little spring clip underneath there which just gets the ramp to pop back up each time. If we have a look underneath, we've got Triang's name there and the catalogue number, R.488, made in England. I think you were supposed to be able to clip these into the rails, into a straight rail, but you always had to undo the rail to get them out again. And I always sort of undo the rail to put them in, because I think you could damage the clip quite readily there. So if I just take that out there, we'll just slide out the rail, and you can see it just releases the uncoupling ramp there. There's no way you can get that out without breaking it or do damage to the track or the uncoupling ramp itself, and it just clips back in. You can see it neatly on the back there. I hadn't realised till I had a close look at this box that you could put these into the Series 3 as well. So it fits just as nicely in there, although it does roll backwards and forwards between the sleepers there, but it stays in the right place for uncoupling. And again, it's just easy to unclip the rail and slide it out to put it into place. So the uncoupling ramp wasn't a new idea, but this clip-in type accessory was. Earlier, with Series 3, they'd had a really beautiful uncoupling ramp. Look at that. I think that's really nice. And these were R.198. You can see Triang's name on there. I'll just get that to show up. R.198 and Triang, made in England. We've got this great metal plate on the back holding the whole assembly together. But unlike the clip-in ones, this had the advantage of an operating ramp there. You could either have it activated or deactivated, which is a huge advantage if you're using the old rolling stock with Mark II couplings. It really is quite a nice thing. And earlier than that, going back to standard track, Triang had an uncoupling ramp all the way back then, and I believe this is either R.488 or R.487. I'm not quite sure. Again, it's the same principle. You can just lift it up to uncouple, and if we have it in the downward position, it would let the wagons go over it without uncoupling. Really great thing. I do like this grey base track, but it's very difficult to work with. And this particular piece of track is also a power track as well, so you can put your power supply in here and a TV suppressor. Look at that great spring there, really terrific thing. But this track is always quite unpredictable. It warps by itself. Just catching up with the Hymek and those Freightliners again. Terrific shot here. She comes across the old suspension bridge and begins to descend the incline here. Really lovely noise this model makes. I really can't get over how smooth it is. Off into the distance there, past those coloured light signals, and swings right around the far end of the layout there. Now we're going to bring her around onto the inside line through points number 8 there. Nice and well behaved, and we'll switch those behind her. And then we'll bring her to a stop just before points number 1 there. And then we're going to use the old hand decoupler, I believe it's called. Sadly, this was only available between 1956 and 60. And it's catalogue number R160. They really are great items. I really think they should have been made in bright red or yellow, because when you put them down, you can't find them again. And off goes the Hymek around the layout, and we'll run all the way around in true train set fashion. And we'll pick up these Freightliners from the other end, so we can push them into the sidings and take advantage of those uncoupling ramps. Nice gentle coupling there, and then we'll switch the points, and then we'll push them into the sidings nice and gently, and we'll just watch as it smoothly uncouples. There we go, and off we go again with the Hymek, and we'll switch those points behind her. I think these uncoupling ramps, they were included in many sets, many of the electric train sets over the years. They really added extra play value. Just look at that, how simple that is, and then away you go. And imagine with an oval of track, you could just run around and pick them up from the other end. And it's just a really nice idea. We'll just watch that come through again. That works really well, doesn't it? The disadvantage of these slightly later uncoupling ramps is that they're always on, as it were. They're always ready to uncouple. Whereas the earlier Series 3 ones, you could lock them in the down position like that, which meant if you were using old Mark II couplings on your rolling stock, that they didn't unintentionally uncouple when you didn't want them to. So just look at that. That could be really annoying, that, couldn't it? So if I now put that in the off position, we'll just throw the switch down. We could run the wagons over there without any danger of those uncoupling at all. So that's a bit more practical, isn't it? But I suppose Triumph thought that people wouldn't be using these for much longer, so it didn't really occur to them that they might, and that everybody would be going over to the new style tension lock couplings. But it's quite a good looking thing. And if we just open that up again, we should be able to uncouple them, and away we go. It seems odd though that they didn't develop a solenoid operated version of this like Hornby 00 did. That would have been quite an interesting accessory, wouldn't it? Still, you can only dream, can't you? I think Hornby have since introduced a solenoid operating one in their later range of things. Just going back to the wagons with the Mark III tension lock style couplings on, and we've left the ramp in the on position, as it were. You can see that hook go up there, and because they're hooked underneath of those rails, they just stay in position. But if I back them up, you'll watch them jump up, and then away we go. Just bringing the Hymek around that first radius curve to a gentle stop just before points number 18 there. Nice and smoothly, and then we'll switch number 18 and number 17, and then we'll take the high mech in towards the yards there and across the level crossing, nice and smooth over there, and we'll bring it to a gentle stop right next to the clockwork with the two bright yellow coaches. And then I think just for a bit of fun we'll take off the brake on the clockwork and we'll see how far she goes. Off she goes, storming across that level crossing and through the points around the first radius curve and tearing past the station now and into the second radius curve, storming back towards points number 18. We'd better close those. And off into the first radius curve again, slowing down a bit now as it comes back down past the station, running out of power a little bit. And I think this week I'll leave you with page 13 of the 1960 catalogue, showing how those tension lock couplings work on a Series 3 uncoupling track. Thank you very much for watching. Goodbye now.